This is a point in history where the historians will look back, and more importantly, your children and grandchildren will look back and say to you, what did you do? We all know the consequences of the road that we're going down, the moral consequences, the economic consequences, and the national security consequences of what America looks like if we head down this road to European socialism and the values of European socialism. It is your watch. You didn't ask for it, I know. And we're not asking you to go out and storm Omaha Beach. But we're asking you to respond like the greatest generation of Americans responded. My father was one of those. You have parents or grandparents, and maybe even people in this room who were part of the greatest generation. Let me remind you, they didn't ask for it either. And like you, they hesitate. They hesitated actually for quite a long time. Remember, Germany conquered continental Europe in June of 1940. The bombs were dropping on Britain all of 1940 and 41. Churchill's pleading for America to help as the world went into darkness, and the greatest generation did nothing. Why? Well, the same reason. The same reason that most Americans are doing nothing right now, because we think things will just be fine. That we're the greatest country in the world. God has blessed us. And so as a result, we can continue to go to work. We can continue to take the kids to school. We can just do our thing, and someone else will protect our freedom. Someone else will fight for the unborn. Someone else will make sure that the care isn't rationed to those who are not useful. But as we all know, if we all say that, then no one does it. We're not enough. In the summer of 1941, Congress passed a bill, almost passed a bill. In fact, it failed by one vote to take away the draft. You thought we were unprepared in December of 41. We would have been even more unprepared. This country doesn't like, we as Americans don't like to admit when we have failed and we have to do something about it. This is such a time. This is such a time. This is your watch. And let me assure you, if you work hard, whether we fail or not in the short term, it doesn't matter, because you will be honoring God in fighting for what He has blessed this country with, was the dignity of every human life be respected. So go out and be faithful. And remember, if you're faithful, God will be faithful. Whether you see it or not, you may just never have gotten an email that tells you the impact that you've had. But God will be faithful and will bless this land. Thank you, and God bless you. But the word abortion, bringing on darkness, it became a passion for me, and in 1998 and in 2000 and subsequently in 2002, when we were able to finally, after we turned the Supreme Court around, pass a partial birth abortion statute. One of the great things one of the great lessons I learned from that debate, and it's a lesson I want to impart upon you all tonight, which is that we fought those battles and we lost in 96 and in 98 and then in the courts. We kept losing. And people would come back and say, well, are you going to give up? And I would just say to them, just think about what's happened. In December of 1995, no one had ever heard of the partial birth abortion. We passed the bill. Had Bill Clinton signed that bill that year, none of you in this room would have ever heard of this procedure, because it would have been passed and put away, and the public would have been no worse off for it. But the fact that he vetoed it, and the fact that we battled, Great battles, great debates, front page stories in the New York Times. They couldn't avoid it. It was a titanic moral struggle of our time. We put a face on the issue of abortion. We finally had the abortion providers, I remember on Ted Koppel's Nightline, admit, yes, abortion is the taking of an unborn life. We had people standing up and recognizing for the first time, with a partial birth abortion, there's one thing you can't miss: the baby. It's not a blob of tissue. We're taking a human life. And for the first time since Roe versus Wade, public attitudes on abortion changed, and changed dramatically. The number of abortions went down, and went down dramatically. Why? Because we lost. I say that to you because I know a lot of you are out there on the front lines every single day. You're working hard, and you see we're not making progress. You're getting bills held up in the Kentucky legislature, and you're pulling your hair out. Why can't we succeed? Failure in your eyes is not the same as failure in His eyes. And you have to understand that your job is to be faithful, to go out and work, to go out and make a difference in people's lives. And God will touch you and bless you. He will bless the tragedies as He has mine.